What's going on, my friends? I am here with Antoine, and you work in Texas, right?
Yep,
yeah, cell manufacturing with Tesla. And we're up in Ventura, Thousand Oaks. Well, more Ventura, I'd say, than near Arroyo Verde Park and such. And we're gonna get in some FSD action. Now, we don't have version 12.3.1, unfortunately, but we're still on version 12.3, so it's sort of still relevant, right? Looking out for that update. No fun little download icons popped up yet. But we're going to mess around, pop in a few destinations, and see how FSD performs. 0 disengagements the entire trip up from San Diego, which is pretty awesome, especially since version 11 is still sort of running the show on the highway, and we went through rain, hail. I got a clip of some of the hail that I'll put up separately. But yeah, we're going to have a fun time here and see what FSD does. Maybe even throw in a little unguided adventure, just no nav and just see what happens. That's something I haven't done in a while too. Let's get it. I was actually wondering, we actually saw a human going through here the wrong way when I got here, which was funny.
On a one-way.
I was like, all right, this is a one-way road, guys. FSD wouldn't do that. At least it hasn't in my experience. And you have a little bit of experience in FSD.
Kind of. My roommate has it, but it's been kind of iffy past few months. So sometimes he prefers driving.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's a full beta, right? It's not just like the standard.
Oh, okay. Full beta. Yep.
Let's see. We're clear to the left.
No, when we do take it, it's pretty incredible. We have an unprotected left, right leading out of our house. Pretty scary. It's been a bit sketchy in the past, but it's getting better and better.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild. It's version 12.2? Or is he still on 11?
So he just got it before I came out here for vacation. I haven't tried it yet, but he's been saying good things about it. So
yeah, finally a lot of people have got it. Surprisingly, a lot of people still don't yet, which hopefully people get it soon. I know that's not Miss Jillian, but I know she's been recording live a lot today. I was like, oh, that'd be too funny. But no, she's quite a far ways from us now. I'm definitely gonna need the sunglasses.
Oh wow.
We also might see if this low setting sun does anything to our ability. Yeah, because on one occasion, I still need to put the video up. I tested it out with a customer too. At the end of the trip, we got the red wheel. It's like, take over.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's because of how bright the sun was. I started calling it a solar flare. It's like just so many photons into the camera.
You haven't gotten those in some time, eh? Those red wheels?
It's been a long time since I've gotten one of those before that day with those instances. And it seemed to pop up. What comes to mind is when I was like losing traction on one turn that had some gravel.
Yeah.
It's like the car detected that there was enough traction loss to say, yo, take over. Something's weird. I'm not grabbing the road like I should be. But aside from that, no, not too many.
That first turn was very smooth.
Right?
Compared to what, I mean, oh.
That was pretty sharp.
Yeah.
You know, granted, we're in a pretty chill residential area. Speaking of chill, we are in chill drive mode. I know some people have been complaining about like the car just kind of taking off and being super aggressive. Well, it does. You'll feel it every now and then kind of kick and really go, even in chill mode. But I think with it in chill mode, since I've kind of nerfed the torque curve a bit, it's not maybe as bad for me as it might be for some others. I have to ride in chill just so I don't throw my customers around. Because you get used to, ooh, interesting. A little slowdown there. Pedestrian's already crossed. I'm wondering if that sun's going to play with us at all.
Yeah, it is bright.
Yeah. I think I have an extra... Shoot, I did. I don't know if maybe you would want to throw these on. That might help.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. I've got a little cloth here too if they're got any dust on them. Yeah, sometimes you need these. We got a series of stop signs and all. These roads look like fun.
Yeah.
Like this mess of stuff over here. You know what? Impromptu waypoint introduction, and we'll see. Whoa!
Oh my god.
Okay, that is not what I was expecting to happen. We're waiting.
That's a windy road.
I was actually hoping it would kind of like pop us out.
Oh yeah,
here
you can't set your own speed manually.
If I take it off of auto speed offset, it does, but not. Yeah, I have the auto speed on, which people have been complaining about it kind of being lower than they want. Maybe, funny little thing. Maybe because I'm in the metric system, it's better. Because the speeds are slightly different. I don't know. That's just random speculation from me. But in average and assertive mode, it hasn't felt like it's really going too slow. Then again, that's it's also true that a lot of other people that drive around, they have a heavy foot.
Yeah, yeah. You're right
I'm a
about that.
bit more laid back because of how much I'm driving other people around. So I'm more about safety, comfort, smoothness, not necessarily like I gotta get where I'm going yesterday. Is being a little cautious through here. I'm expecting a lot of maybe not necessarily it being unsure, but sort of figuring things out because we have not been up here yet.
Oh, ever? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On version 11, we're not too far from what some of you might remember as Crook's Corner, where we tested that crazy stop sign that Ross Gerber hit and Dan O'Dowd gave a lot of attention to. Yeah, that was a fun little chapter. And we'll see. We should just flow smoothly to the right. Very good. That's a sharp corner, too. That was like a 30-degree turn. Oh, person.
Pedestrian, unmarked.
Very smooth. That was good. That was good. Kind of windy residential roads. And what I actually, let's see, I love just kind of messing around with the nav and throwing my car off and seeing what it does. Hopefully he doesn't hate me for it. Oh, where are we going now?
Oh.
Let's see. It just, wow, it immediately reacted. Took us to the left to get us back out of here. Essentially just controlling the car with nav points instead of the actual wheel and pedals. And this is some tight back single lane kind of style driving, which we see a lot from AI Driver and such. Where they're going in, like especially in the Bay Area where it's just really tight and like cars have to like negotiate around each other. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that was a bottle.
Luckily it's small.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something I'm looking forward to. I've not noticed that this is detecting or avoiding potholes. It is really good with speed bumps, and so far it's been pretty decent with dips too.
You've seen the water puddle one, right? Where it just.
I saw that. Yes, yeah. I've seen that. I've not experienced it myself. Even with all this rain, which has been kind of crazy.
I'm excited. When it's going to be rolled out in Europe, because a lot of residential areas in Europe are one lane and you have cars parked on both sides and you have to kind of pull in, wait, continue,
sort of yield to the oncoming car. Like there are some streets in the US where I live too where you kind of naturally do that because it gets really tight in certain areas of San Diego and you have to kind of like be courteous with one another and let the person in. Come on, let's go, buddy. Okay, I didn't have to give it throttle there, but still lingering a bit long at stop signs, but that's thanks to the crackdowns from regulators and such, and I get it.
You think it'll stick?
I hope it loosens up a bit. Very good. It read me changing the route on it again. Mew's gotten too smart. Oh, here, this might be a similar scenario. Is he rolling toward us? I think he is. Very slow. So hopefully, let's see how FSD navigates this. Is he pulling over for us? Okay, if he's yielding to us, we should proceed. Actually, we're turning.
Oh, and he was parking.
That was just very convenient for everybody there. We're turning and he's parking. I'll get that other, because we had an additional one that was going to take us like way off course, so I'll just get rid of that for now. Yeah, this will wind us up to Grant Park as our stop for this route. And I'm trying to confuse it, throwing it some curve balls with different nav routes, and Mew's like, I got this. There's that Ioniq 6.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
That rear end exit especially.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I like the 5 a lot better than the 6.
Yeah.
I have been seeing the Kia
retro.
EV9 though a lot, and I am digging it.
It looks good.
It does look really good. Kia and Hyundai have done well to make their vehicles look good. I think they're gonna do really good.
I hope so. Can't have only Tesla, eh?
Right? That's what's funny, how like divisive it can be sometimes. There's some folks that get so tied up that it's like, only Tesla can exist. It's like, no, Tesla's the best and my favorite, but I'm also a car guy.
Yep.
And I want to see all the fun variety.
Yep.
I actually just had a conversation the other day with a guy who has a beautiful, like, rare purple factory paint Challenger.
Ooh.
And it was just gorgeous to look at. And he saw me in the Tesla too, and we just started chatting like car guys. Exactly. And I was like, I gotta ask you, man, as a Mopar guy, what do you think of the new Charger, the electric one? And he goes, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, with that sound.
He's like, I'm not hating on electric, but that is not the culture of a Challenger.
I agree.
I was like, I agree. Yeah, they need to come up with something new. But they're gonna leverage the brand. They're gonna leverage what people know. Charger, Challenger.
Yeah. They'll
They're gonna do it, just like Ford did with the Mach-E, and that angered a lot of people too.
Yes. I don't know if they fixed that, but apparently on the GT, there's you can put your foot down for 5 seconds, and then it kind of tapers off a bit.
Really?
For the acceleration, yeah. On the Mach-E GT.
I didn't know that. Interesting. Like it like reduces the torque curve.
You floor it, and then apparently it gives you less power after 5 seconds.
That's weird.
I read about that a couple of months ago. So
I wonder if it's part of their system to manage their cooling.
Yeah. Keep things in good state. Yeah.
Because not everybody has the best efficiencies in their battery and motor cooling. Because just like with ICE cars, there's operating temperatures and such, and with EVs, I think it's more so keeping temperatures from getting to a certain point. Because the ions don't like excessive heat or cold. So yeah, it's the more efficient they get with their heating and cooling systems, I think the better that'll be. Because even early Teslas, like mine, my power nerfs pretty hard, under 20%.
It does?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I've gone in. I don't think that's the case for the Plaid models or the Cybertruck. Like, it's essentially launching at full power all the way down to like maybe 15% or so. I think Out of Spec did a great video on the full highway range test where they drove it all the way till it stopped moving. That was pretty cool to see.
I've been watching those Out of Spec, especially the electric truck tests.
Yep.
Those are.
I love seeing the Rivian, the Lightning, the Cybertruck all together. It's so cool. My buddy Ryan McCaffrey made a really great point on one of his episodes. I think it was on a lightning round, where he's like, these Tesla superchargers are about to become the coolest car shows ever, because you're going to have all these awesome EVs together. Doing pretty good up here. And it's quite the incline too. Electric torque doesn't care. We're good. It'll take off.
Now,
I'm actually curious to how the system. I imagine we'll just kind of like do a loop to navigate out of here.
You've done some videos where you just let it do its thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember seeing.
Actually, why not?
Exactly. Let it.
Navigation is off. Let's see what happens.
When will it stop? Yeah.
Impromptu unguided adventure, friends. Haven't done this in a long time. I think the last one might have been on Coronado Island. That was really funny because version 11. I think it was version 11. Yeah, it was getting like stuck in the parking lot of the apartments and such. And like, what am I doing here? Wow, this is cool.
It got there on its own.
Yep.
Easy.
Ooh, what was that?
Phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Now, I am one of the people that, knock on wood, has been fortunate to not have the issue with curbing or being too close to the edge.
I saw those.
And I know that even, I was asking Miss Jillian about her experience, because she's had her Plaid wheels curb, but she also does have the ultrasonic sensors, like me. And I thought that was the factor there. And you can see this drop off, but this car is handling the positioning in the lane just fine all the way up to this park. This is a really dope spot.
Very nice.
I really hope this view is coming through for y'all. This is awesome. And we got a nice sharp round here. Let's see. Which way do you think Mule will go, guys? Probably just follow the right path. That seems pretty natural.
That's right. Yeah.
Looks like it. Wait, is this a one-way? Hey, I think it is. Or no, it's not. I see a yellow line. I was gonna say, it's like it knows it's a one-way road. Yeah, that is quite the view. My gosh. This is a pretty dope little Celica all tricked out right here. See, I'm that kind of car guy. I see a little Toyota Celica and I'm like, hell yeah, that looks fun. Okay, are we gonna hard turn all the way around? See, Mew's unguided, so he's trying to. Oh no!
That's gonna be fun. What do you think it's gonna do?
See, this is a perfect example, guys, of why we need reverse. Oh, it's awesome. Good job, bud. You got us stuck. First disengagement. Now, so anybody who's curious, the RoboTaxi report is probably not coming out today because of this sort of really long-winded detour. But tomorrow, the RoboTaxi report will be out going over all the data around FSD. This is an example on the causation donut of system limitation. Specifically because that is not part of the skill set yet. I used to include U-turns in that same category. If the system doesn't have the programming, it makes no sense to criticize it for it. The analogy I used at one point, it's like expecting a brain surgeon to do heart surgery. I hope that makes sense. I mean, they might be able to sort of figure it out, but those are two very different organs, very different skill sets, and you wouldn't get on the one for not being able to do the other.
Nope.
So yeah, that would be a system limitation disengagement. And I'll count that one, since it happened here. But if we end up on that path again, I wouldn't, to me, it doesn't make sense to, if I know it's going to fail, to count that against, because then it just sort of saturates the data unnecessarily.
Totally.
And that's for both directions, so I'm not giving it too much good credit or bad credit. And holy shit.
This is a nice view. I've never been up here. Yeah, you said a pier down there.
Yeah, that is gorgeous. We are, again, we're in Ventura, kind of in between LA and Santa Barbara. And you can definitely get the Santa Barbara vibes with this sort of mountainside, the beach right there. That is gorgeous. And looks like we're going to cruise around. We can't go to the right, but you'll see. Yeah, ultrasonic sensors are in full swing, measuring all these cones and such. Yeah, hopefully we stay out of the curb club. I enjoy my wheels.
I don't know if you've seen any Tesla people comment on FSD doing unnavigated, you could call it, rides like this. How it thinks. Where does it just read the road and go where it thinks it's best?
Yeah, I have no idea. I've enjoyed doing the unguided adventures for that reason, and I always thought it would just default to the right, but it has on occasion chosen to go left. So there is some interesting thing going on, because it has no, look, right now, left turn signal.
Yeah. Oh, what?
There's an example.
Oh, well, we're gonna see what it's gonna do here in the map. Huh?
It's deciding for whatever reason, instead of following the simpler right turn, right turn, right turn. I love that it's doing that right after I mentioned that. That's awesome. I swear, man, it's a Mew hears me. My buddy's like, oh yeah, I'll do a left turn for you.
Does it, do you still have the option to send a recording when you disengage?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, oops, I didn't do it there, but that's really unnecessary, because that's an obvious situation. Yeah. I did a recent test with flashing red lights, and I'm gonna probably do some actual dedicated testing on railroads, which is kind of hard to time, like when a train's gonna go down, but in downtown San Diego, it's pretty common with the trolley system. Yeah. Just to be able to send some report back. I don't think that the flashing red light or the railroad is built in or trained quite yet. But I do think that will be something that'll be relatively easy for them to take care of.
It's gonna do a
we're gonna do a cul-de-sac U-turn here?
Yeah, it seems so.
You got this, Mew. He's calculating his range here, his turning radius. The first time this happened with that customer, I lost my mind. Slowing down.
Very nice.
Very good. He's like, where should I go now? Yeah, because we don't have any navs,
no route planner. Yeah. What happens if you press the accelerator?
Well, I'm sure that'd be funny if we just kept going in circles. I want to give it, let's say, 10 more seconds to see if it wants to go anywhere. Which we can just skip with editing.
Yeah, that. I don't think about that.
Right, I know, it's too funny. The magic of editing.
Has it done things like that where it just waited for a long time and then just went?
Well, I haven't done an unguided trip or like an unguided experiment, because typically you have a navigational route that's like telling you, all right, let's proceed. All right, I'm gonna give it just a little tap.
Oh,
that's all it took. I just barely touched it, and he's like, oh, okay. You want me to go?
It's a very fuzzy route planner.
Yeah, I think that's because it's no longer the old occupancy network. It's a different function now, and my expertise on FSD is very limited to what I've learned from the awesome people in the comments that are based in software and everything. It's been really great to learn more and to get educated on it. My experience is actually in the technical working, like mechanic side of things, like taking things apart, putting them together, diagnosing problems through trouble codes, whatever like that. But actual software operation, neural nets and planners, like that is incredibly fascinating, and I'm learning more. But I am not at a point where I can be like, yeah, I know what's happening. Not yet. We're going back up. Up the same way we went? That's an interesting choice. That's too funny. No, that's cool. I'm gonna have to, I don't know what I want to call this video. Unguided adventure?
Yeah, sort of.
I'll figure it out. About make a really fun thumbnail for it.
How long do you spend, thinking of a title, usually?
Usually my brain's able to come up with something kind of cheesy and catchy pretty quickly, or I'll kind of go throughout the day. I actually, this little tip for everybody, I love using Grok. I'll be like, hey Grok, I did this with my car and I want like a fun title that'll catch someone's attention. And Grok's awesome. He'll just give me like 10 options and be like, here you go. And I'm like, this is incredible.
They're really good too, so I guess, yeah.
I haven't actually had to use a Grok title on a version 12 video yet, and I can't think off the top of my head like which videos I have used him for. But that's why people will say that AI is not replacing us, but people using AI will replace someone who isn't. And honestly, I'll use it like a way to get around writer's block. Because sometimes I can't just think of a title or something, so I'll just tell Grok, like, hey, I'm thinking of this and this. I need help.
What should I think of next?
Yeah, and Grok will just put out a bunch of ideas in like less than 10 seconds. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I can use those ideas to say, oh, what about this? And then expand it, which is really great. I really enjoy using him as a resource.
You think he would dig right here?
I don't know. If it
crazy.
tries to, that'd be insane. Okay, no, we didn't. Cool. I was like, 'cause that road looks horrible. Getting a little bit of rain speckle too on the windshield here. No FSD degraded notice. We got puppers walking around. FSD is slowing down nicely. We even got them on the map. Little dog icon running across. I love that. All right, no, you can't go left, bud. You just got to continue to the right. There you go.
You saw the trip plan.
Yeah.
He was like, nope.
Sometimes it really feels like he hears me. And yes, I know some people, you refer to they always think that like machines or cars or anything are always she. Mew's a boy. I'm okay to say it based off of Thor's hammer. My buddy. But yeah, sometimes it feels like he actually understands what I'm saying, which is hilarious. And then we're going to continue?
It's coming at some point.
Well, we're going to the left. That's cool. Come on, get out of here. Look at you. Wow, okay, there you go, guys. There's the view again.
Oh, wow.
Check that out.
It's pretty incredible.
I wonder how the depth of field and such is coming through the cameras to show like what we're seeing. Because like you never really can seem to capture that same perspective with lenses, at least not your typical lens. These GoPros put in work though.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Oh yeah.
I might actually try some other suggestions in the future. I've heard about like the Insta brand, and I think Chris at Dirty Tesla is using something different than GoPros that he prefers.
Yes, some of the guys have the 360 on the roof, eh?
Yeah, that too. I've been tempted to, like, if I do get new cameras, I might keep these and maybe put one or two on the outside to show different perspectives, which is kind of fun. I don't want to make the display of my videos too noisy, though. I don't want too many moving things going on. I think
that's good.
I think our current setup with you and me down here on, like, what is it, when I'm, like, watching the right-hand side of the video is kind of nice. Yeah. You know, that sort of gaming streamer
You could
vibe.
have a rim view on this version especially.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering, we're going to follow all the way out to here. What do you think it's going to do, left or right?
Left or right? I'm going to go left.
Ooh, now we're getting close. I'm watching.
Oh, yeah,
we're still clear, but he's keeping us real close, which is good. Considering how narrow this is, we've got like a Charger coming up here.
Yeah, oh yeah. Car scene in, well, I've only been in Ventura, but compared to Austin, is way better.
Oh, I could imagine.
Oh, yeah.
The LA region, especially like Beverly Hills, and you'll just be seeing Rolls Royce, Ferrari, everything going on. I am ready to take over because we're like on a cliffside right there, a little grid. But no, we're good so far. Just confidently handling the speed consistently through here. Now I wonder if we'll follow a lead car in this example, or if Mew will kind of do his own thing. We're planning to go to the right immediately, so he's already. I don't remember what you guessed. You guessed left, yeah.
I was trying to see what the map was telling me.
And then to the right, we'll eventually end up going left and up.
Have you been to the Peterson Museum?
No, I almost did.
Oh
The San Diego Tesla Owners Club went, and I meant to go with them, but I got bogged down that day with work.
No, you should, if you have some time. They have that big Tesla exhibit, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
Did you get to check it out? Have you been over there?
Yep.
That's awesome.
I went there with my family friend. And it was fun because I was like, oh, this is old technology. Yeah, pretty fun.
That's cool. I bet you can provide a much different example or perspective than the average person. Well, so I'm curious a little bit about your story, if you don't mind. Like, what got you into Tesla and to working for this crazy, awesome company?
Pretty much my dad showed me Battery Day back in 2020.
Oh, yeah. I remember Battery Day.
I had no idea about any of this at the time. And then I found out about Stephen Mark Ryan's channel, and he was hyping up Tesla like crazy.
I am a huge fan of SMR. Big shout out to Steven. Awesome guy.
But yeah, so him and Tesla Daily.
Yeah. Rob Mauer's amazing too.
Yep. I'm sad he stopped, but I understand also. But he had some great videos. And so yeah, one day I saw a screenshot of a job listing for a production associate, and my school was a bit iffy at the time, and I was like, why not? So
Take
I applied.
the shot.
Yeah. And I didn't think I was gonna get a response, but then got an email back the day later, and yeah, the rest is history.
Fantastic, man. Were you always into batteries or electronics, or like?
No,
what was
I was always into cars.
Okay, yeah.
And tech in general. And then when I found out what Tesla was doing, I was like, this is best of both worlds.
Yeah. Oh, I've actually said it like the same way, given my experience growing up with my dad taking me to like AMA Superbike races and the drag strip and working on cars in the garage, and then me being a gamer and space geek and everything. This is literally the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
It all comes together and gets you super stoked for everything else.
Getting even better over time, man.
Because I know you and I are both Starship nerds.
Oh yeah.
I saw your heat shield tiles and such. I was so jealous of seeing people who were able to grab the tiles that had come on the ground.
Oh my god, yeah.
I still plan at some point to make a road trip with Mew, or maybe Mew 2, if I can get my hands on that new performance Model 3. Well, we will absolutely go to a Starship launch at some point. I really wanted to be there for IFT1 to be a part of the first launch, but I was working with Arkimoto, and I had to continue servicing customers, so I just couldn't get around that, but that would be incredible.
If you end up coming, I can host you in Austin, eh?
That would be dope. We might have to. We'll have to become friends here. We'll make that happen, man.
I can even honestly
meet up in Austin, road trip down to Brownsville, watch one of the Starship launches, and nerd out over Starship. Apologies, guys, for a little bit of the wire action going on. These GoPro batteries, man, they are not Tesla batteries. I'll tell you that. Sorry if the cord's a little in your way there. We could probably tuck it down more, so it's sort of out of the way.
Oh, nice QR code, right?
Yeah, that was actually a viewer idea. That way customers, if they were curious, they could just pull out their phone, and it's sort of hit or miss depending on how old or new someone's phone is to work.
Catch
But
that QR.
yeah, I actually put the QR code in the back of the screen, and my phone can catch it from outside, even through the tinted glass. I was like, oh, that's cool. If anybody sees it, and they're just like, QR code, what's that for? Yeah, I'm growing both platforms because I think X is going to do a lot of crazy good things in the future. Now that you've got those engineers behind, I mean, you know how the Tesla team is and SpaceX. The idea that anybody is doubting that X is gonna transform, what's the shirt that SMR had? Don't bet against Elon. Don't bet against the engineers.
Yeah, with that stock price going up to the
to the moon, the Falcon 9 rocket. Yeah, I'm excited to see what'll happen on X. I think we just crossed 3,000 followers on X, which is pretty dope. So. That's cool. There you go. You kind of felt it sort of kicking there. And we're still in the average mode, which one thing that I noticed that I mentioned on X, the different profiles have different top speeds. So watch this.
105?
Assertive is now 120 max.
120.
Average, if I tap it, 115. And chill, 110.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was like, that's why on the highway I'll kind of switch between assertive and average, but assertive is kind of an asshole and will just stay in the passing lane. So I'll go back to average because I'm like, get out of the passing lane. Like, people are trying to get by. Don't be a Californian. It's almost too human sometimes in that way, which is really funny.
Yeah, I'm excited about this technology.
It wanted to get behind him. It's this I find interesting because technically we're still on like the version 11 side of the code right now.
Yeah, I was wondering. It's so 2 different stacks.
Yeah, we're kind of back to the version 10 days a little bit.
Okay.
So the highway is not a full end-to-end neural net like the city streets are, which is why you also see we're back to the normal speed display versus the auto. Okay. And I think because right now, again, RoboTaxi report coming soon, but we're with 40 trips, 90% success. That has not happened since 11.4.2. That is incredible. 11.4.2's record was 56 trips, 93%.
Okay.
And right now, version 12, because it failed with another customer on the gauntlet re-entry where it messed up.
I saw that on Twitter.
Yep. I was like, no, I thought this was fixed. But, okay, so no, to Meta and Wes's point on X, it does look like it's just a matter of probabilities in the neural net. And sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it doesn't. But that's how it gets better, because in the next update, they can favor the correct one.
Yeah.
And then iterate, and that's really dope. Unfortunately, a lot of people took my videos as it learning in real time, and I was like, no, that's not how the neural net's trained. I mean, it looks like it, and I used to think that.
Very nice.
But no, sometimes it's just having a better day, so to speak.
Yeah, I'll be watching a couple bits of your stream going back down to LA.
Yeah, it'll probably. I mean, honestly, the iPhone 15, guys, little unintentional plug. the lighting quality. Okay, don't at me everybody, because I'm looking at the road, but I am gonna show how good the lighting is on the video.
Oh wow.
It's brighter here than it is through my windshield.
Yeah, that's true.
So on the live stream, it'll probably look better than it would through my GoPros. That's the whole reason I wanted to even bring that up. I first showed my wife that when I was actually driving in my Arkimoto service van through the back, like, country roads of Arizona with no lights, and I could not see, like, maybe 10 meters in front of me. But on my phone, I could see everything, and I was like, what has Apple done? This is incredible. And then that actually made my wife get the iPhone 15. I had to, because the iPhone 12 for me was bricking, and obviously, you guys know I do Uber and Lyft. I need it for work. So I was like, damn it, I'm not the kind of guy that immediately goes for the new thing. I mean, as an example, I've got a 2020 Model 3, and it wasn't until I drove the new Model 3 that I was like, damn, because I just barely missed the changes in like 2020 to the console and the heated steering wheel and the heated, the power trunk, sorry. But it was like, okay, that's fine, I'm not really all that worried. But now the Model 3 is different enough that I am in love with it. And I actually criticized its design at first because I thought I liked this body. But seeing it in person and driving it, a lot of like people's reactions to Cybertruck. Seeing it in person changes their mind.
I know.
That for me is kind of the same thing with that Model 3. So I'm glad he's getting out of the way because I feel like I was slowing that truck down.
You remember that first leak that got out of the Highland, the white one under the cover, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, well, what is this? Like, it seemed like somebody had stepped on it on the front end or something.
Yeah.
But then it came out, and you saw a couple here in Ventura, and they look really sleek.
Yep.
They look,
My criticism was that it sort of reminded me of like that generic car you see in a video game because they don't have the licensing rights to the actual car. That's legitimately what I thought of it. I'm gonna take a sub just to get out of this man's way. Exactly. That's what I was thinking of because they have the knockoff coil cars in GTA that are like the Teslas.
They look a bit.
They have the Voltic, which is the Roadster and such, but they look a little weird, a little off, a little generic. And I thought that of the upgraded Model 3 at first, but now, it's changed my mind. I'm totally in love with the new Model 3. Every time I see it at a supercharger, I'm just like, oh, I want it. I've seen people owning them. I've seen 2.
Okay.
But at the Fashion Valley charger where I usually charge up, there's a couple of like test ride ones where you can scan it to go drive it, which is really smart. Because they have the Highland 3 just sitting there with a barcode or a QR code scanner.
Is that Tesla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I have no idea about that.
It sure is. I didn't know about it too. I was actually going up to a guy to talk to him about the Model 3 he was standing next to, and he's like, oh no, this isn't mine. This is a test drive vehicle, because you scan the QR code, and then you can actually like schedule the appointment to drive it. I was like, that is smart.
I mean, they'll have that with the Cybertruck soon, eh? When we start, when we start making
there will be lines.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just saw Jeff Roberts' drone video showing all the Cybertrucks sitting outside of Texas.
More than 300, eh?
Yeah, and I was like, that's crazy to see all of those.
Yeah.
We have a couple locally in San Diego, a gloss white wrapped one, Foundation Series that I saw. I chased it down on the 163 and it got honked at because it was in traffic, so I slowed down to look at it. And there's a guy in Coronado with a pure stainless steel, just not wrapped, and there's another person with like a baby blue wrap.
I saw that one.
That
my God.
That one's been spotted in the Belmont Park, Mission Valley area a lot. And it's awesome, dude. I'm so torn because, of course, CYBRLFT, Cybertruck was the whole inspiration. But I'm not there yet. I will try, guys. Maybe through YouTube and X and everything, I can get that Cybertruck money. But for now, it's just out of my hands. Yeah. I'm a regular guy.
It doesn't even have FSD in, so.
Yeah, true. Yeah, good point. Yeah. It doesn't even have FSD yet, so Stormbreaker won't be ready for me.
I was surprised about that, actually.
Yeah. I don't know.
Even autopilot and such.
It has traffic-aware cruise control, right? Yeah, because Chris with Dirty Tesla was showing that when he got his truck. It was so cool seeing him take delivery of it because he was just nerding out, super excited. That was really good. I mean, with that amount of time. Oh, and there you go. There's some of the power that people are talking about. Even in chill mode, I felt the tire spinning a little bit on the left side. Just, that was crazy. He was like, "Let's go!"
I'm excited today. Well, it won't be the day. I think it'll be a realization, and they'll realize that they haven't had to disengage for a month.
Right, you're starting to think like, wait, when was the last time I disengaged? That I wasn't just like arriving where I was.
And they won't know, and they'll be like, oh, that's good.
It'll be fun to kind of watch the narrative shift too, because like, similar to Cybertruck's another great example. before it was actually coming out, it was, oh, we'll never see the light of day.
Yeah.
It'll never sell.
It's typical.
It's, you know, this, that, all the bad. That's going to happen again with FSD. Because even you're hearing it now where people are like, yeah, Waymo this and that, this many miles between. Eventually, it's going to be, oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
The amount of time between disengagements, and I've told a lot of people, too, that are wondering about, like, you know, when will robotaxis come? You know, you got some folks that are really tied into their stock holdings, and they're like, yeah, robotaxis, let's go. And then you have some that are just genuinely curious. It will not be, and you can clip this and check me on it later if I'm wrong, it won't be a switch on everywhere. It's going to be, you know, this city is going to beta test it, and then this city, and then this city, like, just like with Waymo and such, I think.
Yeah.
Like, different areas that have the data, like Tesla does, of where it's doing really well, like the Bay Area, San Diego, it'll be like, all right, cool, let's take this and go into like a level 3 or 4 test, get the regulatory approval, start a closed beta with maybe certain customers. Like, it'll be a natural progression.
Yeah.
And then eventually, people are going to be like, oh yeah, self-driving cars.
Normal.
It's normal.
Yeah. Regulation is gonna, how can you say, slow it down a bit.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I get asked quite often, you know, when do I think robotaxis will actually happen? And I was like, the technical capability for the car to do the job, soon. I'm already seeing a 90% success rate with day-to-day trips, like real customer trips. There will need to be things like integrating final drop points in the actual nav, because sometimes the navigation will just kind of put you in a general spot. Like, there will be those small details that will get worked on later. But the technical capability, very soon.
Very soon.
Regulatory approval and official start to be announced. I don't know. It's like, we've seen, especially with Starship, how the FAA is, and the kind of painful back and forth process. Regulation is important, don't get me wrong. It's just the processes they use are still like from like the 1980s, 1970s. You know, they haven't really stepped up their game. I see that with the VA. Like, I was surprised to find out the VA finally had an app for the phone. I was like, holy cow, the Veterans Affairs is doing it right. We got an app. But I think we need to see a lot of overhaul into more modern practices and regulatory to see any movement, like with any sort of like hustle.
Especially with these new technologies.
Yeah. And especially when you have the data like Tesla does to show how, like, because you'll be able to see the real numbers, like time between incidences and potential lives saved. Because there was something brought up a long time ago, and I think it might have even just been Elon that said it, that you hear about the crashes, but you don't hear about all the prevented accidents. All the people that were saved by the thing.
And you'll never hear about that.
You'll never hear about that. It's kind of like how on Yelp or Pick Your Service, typically the loudest voices are the angry ones. What you don't hear are the thousands of people that didn't even leave a review because they just had a great time and they went about their day. You know, it's funny. There's a bit of a twisted reality there, or a perception of reality.
I was thinking with that regulation that's going to happen when robots become a thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be really weird because at some point you might even have activists that are like, yeah, you know, robot feelings matter.
Oh, totally. Did you see the Animatrix years ago? Oh, man. There's this great, like, animated sort of extra series that tacks on to the Matrix movies called Animatrix. Okay. And that's part of it. Like, there was a point, like, the reason the Matrix movies with Neo and everything, it shows you what happened before that. Like, the robots were, like, wanting equality, and there were people that were for it, and there were people that were against it.
But is it actually, like, the same universe, you could say?
Yeah, okay. It's based off of the actual, it's pretty old, but it's awesome, and several different art styles for how it's presented. But yeah, just look up Animatrix. Animatrix. It is dope. But sorry to cut you off, but that's what that reminded me of, like, activists for, like, equality for robots and such.
It'll be weird.
Yeah, it'll be weird.
And we'll have to change laws and such.
Yeah, I will be one of the first people where if sentience and self-recognition and questions start arising, I'm its friend.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, let me show you how great the world can be, but also how to be careful.
Yeah, exactly.
I think about that sometimes with the whole Kit Knight Rider, like things that people throw around with like the self-driving cars and then talking back, like, I wish my car could have a funny little back and forth with me and be like, all right, do you think you got this turn? And my car's like, I think so, I'll try.
Grok integrated.
Grok integrated into the Tesla.
I think that's coming.
I think that'll be awesome.
That's coming. Yeah.
I definitely, I mean, you already can see how Tesla and SpaceX have their cross-pollination with their technologies and their engineering teams. And I feel like I would be really surprised if there was not Grok integration.
Because some other brands are integrating voice assistants, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I'm sure.
It's already got a voice search function and
Exactly.
such too.
It's pretty badass.
And if you just throw in Grok's model behind it, yeah.
Connected to the car somehow.
That's going to be an upcoming Cybertruck update. I'm going to call it now. Grok and Cybertruck. Full speculation, let me be clear.
I think it'll realize what car it's in.
Yep.
It's like, what car am I driving, Grok?
That would be one hell of a holiday release update, because you know how Tesla likes to do that.
Yeah.
All the fun little features at the end of the year. But like,
Definitely,
if I was a part of the team that was going to do this though, I would not leak it at all. And don't even put it in the release notes. Just like somebody goes to navigate and then Grok's popping up on their screen, and the reaction that would generate.
You think it'll have like an avatar or something on the screen?
I definitely think the team could do that. It probably would be simple though. If I had to be realistic with it, it probably would be like a similar experience as to X, and just show like, I think there should be some vocal to it though, because you're driving. And you wouldn't want to like read it. So,
ChatGPT voice still has a couple seconds delay, right, between the question you ask and the response you get. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good model for it though. So I'm sure that the XAI team's thinking about all this too, and probably different types of voices. Like I have the Indian accent of Siri because of a game called Subnautica. There's the sequel to Subnautica, which is Below Zero, I think it's called. The integrated software in that game has a very similar voice to the Indian accented Siri. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go, that's cool. And I can imagine Grok having a similar function where you can choose like different accents, different voice presentations. I would want something Jarvis-like, I think.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of an Iron Man geek in that way.
Have you perhaps seen the guy who made his desk a Jarvis-like assistant where he can draw things on his desk and the computer can read it?
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
I'll try to find that for you. That's very interesting.
Ooh, you're a little too early, buddy. You got a little ways to go here. I'm gonna decel and turn signal on way before the time.
She was talking about. She was like, "Do you think the car will be able to turn up this road?" Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it'll definitely be able to do it. Oh no, did we lose this? Oh, how long has that camera been off? Son of a bitch.
It's off?
It apparently didn't start charging when I plugged it in. Damn. That's a bit of a bummer. Well, you guys can't exactly see what's going on at the moment, but we're successfully following this route. Wow, what a flop. Damn. See, I'm a noob, guys. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, that camera just died. We were on a bit of a longer drive than I expected. I guess that kind of makes sense, but I have a witness.
Yeah.
We didn't have to disengage once.
Did not.
Aside from just where we got stuck at the gate.
Yeah.
I don't think I disengaged at all aside from that.
Nope, you did not.
We just kept putting in routes and seeing where it would go.
I think also one accelerator press, right? The little one.
Yeah, just a little nudge when we were done with the cul-de-sac. Good call. Yeah.
You think it'll pull in?
That I'm curious of. It does street park at my place.
It does park, right?
So I think that's a hardware 4 function. As far as like the actual parking stuff that had come out recently.
Yeah, in the parking lots where you can choose. Yeah, that's incredible.
So we're kind of sort of street parked. I mean, I would get us closer, kind of like that Jeep. We've got probably a good like 30 centimeters to the curb on the side based on that mirror. Oh wait, I can just show us here. Yeah,
nice.
A little bit of space there.